From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon and welcome to your MTN Noon News for this Tuesday. I'm Charlie Klepps. Let's get right to our top story. We continue to follow overnight developments from the Middle East. This morning, President Donald Trump issued a warning to Israel on social media, saying, quote, "Do not drop those bombs. Bring your pilots home now." Those comments come just hours after Israel threatened more strikes against Iran, accusing them of violating a ceasefire deal that the president had just announced last night. Iran denies the violation. President Trump signals he's now unclear if the ceasefire is intact while on his way to meet with NATO leaders in the Netherlands. And it's not before tensions boiled over, with Iran launching retaliatory attacks on a U.S. base in Qatar. The situation is drawing debate from both sides, including right here in Montana. MTN's David J. hears from one University of Montana professor who understands this battle from both sides, living in Iran up until college.
U.S. forces destroyed 3 Iranian nuclear sites on Saturday.
That's impressive.
Immediately catching the attention of several Montanans with ties to the region. Among them, Montana State Senator Ken Bogner. The Republican served in the U.S. Marine Corps for 4 years and was deployed to the Iraq-Syria border in 2006 when Iran supplied weapons to Iraq.
I've seen firsthand them wanting to smuggle weapons into foreign adversaries to kill Americans. So they deserve this, yes.
Even so, Bogner does not agree with the U.S. decision to attack Iranian nuclear sites.
Retaliation, escalation, and when we have troops stationed abroad, it puts them at risk. It puts our assets at risk.
Mayor Dodd Kia also has a unique perspective. Kia grew up in Iran. He's now the director of the Central and Southwest Asian Studies Center at the University of Montana. Despite his Iranian upbringing, he supports the U.S. attacks on Iran's nuclear sites.
I don't think the United States and Israel had any other choice.
And Kia, a U.S. citizen since 1986, predicted as early as last fall that Israel would launch an attack on Iran.
The majority of Iranians don't even see the logic of having nuclear energy, let alone nuclear bomb. This kind of confrontation becomes a necessity because one side is refusing to negotiate.
President Trump on Monday stated that Israel and Iran had agreed to a complete and total ceasefire. This just hours after Iran fired missiles at the U.S. base in Qatar. An attack Kia describes as symbolic. Iran alerted the U.S. the attack was coming hours before it happened.
I think they are on a defensive. They are teetering on the verge of collapse.
They felt like they needed to do something, but they don't want this to escalate with U.S. involvement. I think that's a good sign.
Good signs as many hope for peace. In Billings, David J., MTN News.
In the wake of the Iranian attack on a U.S. airbase, Malmstrom Air Force Base issued the following statement. The airmen of Malmstrom Air Force Base and the 341st Missile Wing are performing our nuclear deterrence mission as we have done for the past 62 years. We will continue operating the Minuteman III safely and effectively, remaining steadfast and unwavering in our mission. Turning our attention now to affairs at home, it's no secret there's a childcare shortage in Montana and the country. But Ravalli County is taking steps to increase access and help alleviate at least some worries for parents. And they're doing it through grant funding that will offset costs for businesses to join the new Ravalli Childcare Advantage program. MTN's Emily Brown speaks with the Bitterroot Early Learning Network to learn how it all works.
The childcare crisis is a nationwide thing. Of course, we feel it in the state of Montana, and of course, we feel it at the local rural area of Ravalli County.
A lack of childcare has many impacts on a community.
Families are having to make the very tough decision between having an income, earning a living, and finding quality childcare. Our providers have the strain of rising costs and juggling the staffing needs and capacity.
The Bitterroot Early Learning Network believes this interconnected problem needs innovative solutions.
Ravalli Child Care Advantage, or RCCA, is a program to help bridge the gap.
If a business joins RCCA, childcare becomes an additional benefit employees can choose, like dental or vision.
Buying into this amazing program, in turn, that funding supports childcare providers, help pay for overhead costs.
To help RCCA off the ground by making it easier for businesses to participate, the Bitterroot Valley Chamber of Commerce and Roots to Rise Collective have received $70,000 in grant funding from 0 to 5 Montana,
covering the business's program costs. So being able to provide this benefit to their employees at a very low rate.
Employees will be able to select which programs they're interested in for their kids and be offered priority waitlist status when spots aren't immediately available.
So it's from Florence to Darby. It's the entire county.
Employees can choose which participating facility they may want to participate or enroll their child in, depending on their specific family desires.
Interested childcare providers can attend a picnic in Stevensville on Thursday the 26th. And if you're part of a business that's interested in more information, you can visit our website. In Hamilton, Emily Brown, MTN News.
Producers in much of the region were finally greeted with a welcome reprieve, up to 2 inches of rain that fell over the weekend. Much of Montana had slipped into moderate to severe to extreme drought conditions in recent weeks, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor. While early spring moisture helped get crops through, dry conditions throughout May and early June raised alarms about yield potential.
Without this coming event, this would probably shrivel up. The kernels would just be 1 or 2 and very thin, hardly marketable. It would be a sad state for farming, but we're optimistic.
As June continues to push through with chances of moisture being the wettest month of the year, producers are hopeful for around average crop yields. And it is a return to sunshine for most of us today. We're turning now to meteorologist Miller Robson for a first look at what's to come.
Well, we want to start off with talking about some of the wildfire smoke out there. A lot of this is coming up from those southwest wildfires, this flow from the southwest that, interestingly enough, is going to push enough moisture into the area where we could see some severe storms over in the southeast corner of the state. But you can see we do have some hazy conditions there. Helena, Butte, a lot of haziness across Billings. Hopefully a lot of this is trying to stay aloft, but some of it's making its way down to the surface. Just kind of show you what we're looking at, that flow from the southwest. If you have respiratory ailments in these areas, just monitor the air quality before you step outside, especially if you're going to be out there for an extended period of time. Other than that, a lot of sunshine out there with temperatures in the 60s and 70s west to east, but we do have a threat of some severe storms. We'll talk about that with the main forecast coming up.
Now time for today's leading look as we follow some of the other stories making headlines across Montana. In Great Falls, disturbing details this afternoon as a woman who admitted to killing her 2-month-old baby will now spend 100 years in prison for deliberate homicide. It happened in April of 2023. Whisper Hawkbear originally called police in a panic, but calmed down and canceled her call for help. Police still went to her home and Hawkbear handed her baby to an officer. The officer said the child had blood on his face. According to court papers, the officer performed CPR on the child, but he was pronounced dead at the hospital about an hour later. Hawkbear told police she threw the infant against the wall and stomped on his head. It doesn't end there. They found a second child, a 2-year-old, in the bathroom with blood on her face, crying with more injuries. Hawkbear said she did it because the children wouldn't stop crying and she wasn't able to go to sleep. She'll get no time suspended but will be credited for her time served. Billings Public Schools has confirmed that a ball pit located on the playground at Pauley Drive Elementary was set on fire this morning. That fire happened at about 4:30 a.m. and left damage to the playground equipment. The Billings Fire Department is investigating. A new case of measles has been confirmed in Gallatin County, that case being found in an adult. According to the health department, this case brings the total number of confirmed cases in the county to 15. There have been 9 confirmed cases in children, 17 and younger, and 6 adult cases. This case follows 2 confirmed cases in children also reported last week. Overall, the state has seen 23 cases since April. Before that, the state had not seen a case of the highly infectious disease since 1990, 35 years ago. Gallatin County is not the only area running into measles. Lewis and Clark Public Health confirmed a measles exposure event in Helena at multiple businesses on Sunday, June 15th. There are no confirmed cases of measles in Lewis and Clark County right now, but public health officials say they expect to see confirmed cases in the coming weeks. The exposure event happened June 15th when a resident of another county visited the TJ Maxx, Costco, Old Navy, McKenzie River Pizza Company, and the Town Pump at 2910 North Montana Avenue Avenue in Helena between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. The exposed establishments have been informed via phone and letter with next steps, and self-referral forms are available at LCPH website. The first symptoms of measles usually appear about 7 to 14 days after exposure. They include fever, cough, runny nose, red watery eyes, and or white spots in the mouth.
So we ask anybody who's been exposed to watch for symptoms for up to 21 days. So individuals that are not immune or not vaccinated against measles, we ask that they stay home.
As this is a developing situation, we'll keep you updated with the latest details on air and online. It's always this time of year where bears become a major concern in Red Lodge. With encounters on the rise, the city's taking action. MTN's Hannah Pettiferi shows us how.
They are smart.
Referring to bears.
They learn faster than we do, and they know what we have stored.
B.R. Walker, a member of the Bear Smart Committee in Red Lodge, understands what bears want to eat.
I saw a dog eating on the porch. Tomorrow I'll see a bear eating on the porch. That's how it works.
Meaning bears are learning from humans.
They know that's a source of food. They come back for that again and again.
The problem is when bears feel comfortable around houses, businesses, and people.
We hate when a bear has to be put down basically because the humans have taught them bad behaviors.
So, Red Lodge volunteers are using an app to prevent all of that.
Right now we have a focus on trash cans specifically because that seems to be the biggest issue, is trash cans, which are an attractant to bears.
The committee members evaluate trash cans.
They are certified cans to keep the bears out if they're used properly.
Through the app, they can track which garbage cans are and are not working properly. It's a simple step to keep you and the bears safe.
I can put in that the lid does not work properly, or I can put in that it works, but it hadn't been latched properly, which means somebody's using it for convenience rather than safety.
Dave Westwood, the mayor of Red Lodge, has helped organize the efforts.
If somebody's out just doing a regular walk and they see a trash can that's not functioning, they can immediately log it and report it.
With roughly 1,800 garbage cans in Red Lodge, BR is hopeful.
I think it's really exciting that you can zero in on where the cans are and that you can identify which ones need attention.
And wants to let people know.
We need to get the word out. You're going to have a friendly face looking at your garbage can.
Making sure there is no surprise.
And it won't be a bear, it'll be a person.
In Red Lodge, Hannah Pettiferi, MTN News.